Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Yakuza Like a Dragon, the mysterious JG. This game is called Yakuza, but I plan to play it like a dragon. I don't know what the hell that means. This has been a weird experience for me so far. So talky, this game. Haven't Let's played a game this talky, sans Bobo in a while. Like, the Metal Gear games get this talky, and I've usually got somebody else to kind of, like, bounce quips off of. But this game, it's been super talky. Now, we know we've got Part-Time Hero. I don't remember what that is. Dragon Card is a driving game. There's a lot of minigame stuff in this. Eventually I'm gonna struggle with what can I do off screen that won't intermittently unveil little bits of side story plot that I would like to record. But I wasn't set up to record because I was trying to play it as a I was trying to grind on side quests off screen so I could play the game when I was feeling too poorly to record. That hasn't been a problem so far. So far, it's been all plot all the time because we have no control over much of anything. We are in an area where we can fight people. There's 2 dudes down there. I could rush around and go beat them up. And it feels like he's in a moment where getting a little frustration out might help him. Burnout Bully and Capitalist Punisher. So this doesn't really help us in any way. This is completely useless. We're going to be loading later. But I had some fun with, this guy could summon additional guys, so you have some ability to extend. Now he's facing the wrong. Oh, that was nice. Just pick up boxes and beat the crap out of these guys. But this is a case where, like, he's going to be in prison. It's going to be rough times. Got off a little stress by beating up some dudes. So what does the actual plot want us to do now? It wants us to get in one last meal before you serve your sentence. That's right. So we're going to the beef bowl shop. And let me tell you guys, if you ever have the chance to go to Japan and go to just like a regular old beef bowl restaurant and order a beef bowl, I mean, assuming you're not a vegetarian, and there's a fuck ton of vegetarian options in Japan. I mean, any Asian country where Buddhism is part of the culture is going to have vegetarian options. But yeah, beef bowl, good stuff. Like, not the main reason to visit Japan, but if you ever find yourself in Japan, that is a thing to try while you're there. Because I've had like really nice upscale ramen and sushi in the States, and then there's like more high-end, fancier foods that you can get in the States. But like beef bowl is just the like common, nothing fancy about it. It's just like good eats that like impulse food, and it's damn tasty. They got burger places. They got all sorts of Western food there, but like this is the traditional Japanese. Like it ain't fancy, but it's good. And in animes, it's always like the guy eats like 10 of them. And there's a toilet, because... Didn't check how much money he had before he bought all that?
As a free man for a while.
I guess he's checking to see how much he can afford to spend every penny.
Screw it. Yo, hit me with one more.
Huh? Sure. Coming right up. Another beef bowl.
Sure.
It pains me to say this, Ichi, but you've been banished from the family effective last month.
What?
I guess this is a different part of the conversation.
If only you'd been from a family outside the clan, I could have merely expelled you. But this man, not only was he Tojo, he reported directly to the main family.
But being banished, doesn't that mean I can never come back?
Don't worry, I'll be working on that personally. I'll have the whole thing reversed by the time you get out of prison.
I don't know about this, Ichi.
And perhaps banishment will work in our favor. The court will go easier on you now that you're just a civilian.
Let them do their worst. I can handle a few years in the can.
I've been in the bathroom for longer than that. So that little detail tacked on separately, although apparently it must have been part of the same broad conversation. We're going to serve prison time for the family, but we're not going to be with the family when we get out. Except that he says we are. Except that it's not the way it's supposed to work.
You gotta savor every last moment, don't you?
While eating a beef bowl? For sure.
Of course, I'm savoring every moment of washing the floor at this restaurant where I work, so maybe I can savor life more when I'm back. Well, I'm back soon. Talked over what was actually a rather poignant line. And no cigarettes either. Oh well, I've been meaning to quit anyway. And now, the Yakuza Like a Dragon title screen. Perhaps not.
Hey, buddy. Did you ever find your wallet? Well, if not, you might as well file a theft report inside.
I'm busy. I can't be bothered to do anything. At least he recognizes us. That's nice. I'd like to confess that I killed whoever was killed. Because I want to make sure that this specific family doesn't get punished.
We find the defendant, Ichiban Kasuga, guilty of
AKA
murder. He is hereby
Anaki.
sentenced to 15 years in prison.
15 years for murder is not bad, is it? I don't know what the sentences are like in Japan. Depends on the degree, I suppose. Don't get into sentencing. Not with all that's going on right now. Easy for me to upset somebody on either side of all the crazy shit that's going on right now with cops. So instead, let's just talk about something not controversial, like murder and the Yakuza. A bloody reunion. So now we just re-earned the trophy that I've earned. We've had about 5 minutes total controlling our character in these last, 6 videos or so. But now it's time for Chapter 2 of Bloody Reunion, Summer 2002. Okay, so we've only been in prison for a year and a half at this point, right? It was 2001 was starting, I think, or no, it was 2000. So we've been in prison for 2.5 years because it was just becoming 2000, I guess. And we're feeling a little itchy without our hair to keep the flies off.
Hey, you missed a box.
Prisoners can be so mean sometimes.
So you're gonna...
Sir, I've completed my quota for the day. May I take a bathroom break?
I guess you just made an enemy of that guy. This doesn't seem like that back-breaking work for prison, but I guess if you're doing it for 12 hours, it's probably going to tear your hands up, just constantly repeating the same motion. Can't believe that guy. Yeah, see? Man, a lot of guys with the same haircut in this place. Not a lot of hair creativity going on amongst the prisoners. The idea of prisoners beating up another prisoner without the cops intervening. This would be unheard of in American prison movies. Or prisons, I guess I should have said. Either way, the joke is, no, it wouldn't be.
So, word in the yard is you used to be Tojo Clan. You think you can be the perfect little prisoner and get back on the outside quick and easy? Idiot, you're a murderer. You could act like a goddamn angel in here, but you won't be getting parole for at least 10 years.
Oh, I wish I'd talked to my lawyer about that before I confessed to a crime I didn't commit.
Not much to say, huh? Hey, what family were you in?
The Partridge Family.
Simple enough question to answer. Right?
The Arakawa family.
Arakawa?
You work for George Takei?
You mean that little after-school club of a family? Oh, man, this is such a letdown. Here I was thinking we had a real gangster in the house.
So we had an elite gangsta. So you can kick him around all day, but don't talk shit about the Arakawa family,
I said your
apparently.
family's a bunch of small-time punks. Your
I'm
patriarch
not in
may
it
have been
anymore.
Arakawa the assassin once, but that was a long time ago. I heard he's gone fucking soft now.
Taking in
Got
weird
locked
kids,
up for that
cutting off
washed
fingers for no
bastard.
reason.
If he can mean something.
His own
Oh,
fingers, I
that's
mean.
so fucking cute. Bastard. I'll kill you. Try your best, little bitch.
Again, not going to use this game to introduce my niece to RPGs. Every so often I'm playing a game like Bloodstained even, with like, it's got spooky monsters, but it's got a girl as the hero. It's like, yeah, my niece might actually enjoy this when she gets a little older. There'll be newer games out by then, but every so often I play a game and I think about my niece or my nephew and, you know, introducing them to video games. And no, this won't be on the list. They can find this on their own someday if they'd like. A bread roll and milk.
Why'd you suddenly fight back? You took it for a whole year.
Oh, by the way, did you find your wallet? And if not, you can report. Oh, I'm a different
Those
guy.
guys had to be taken to the police hospital for crying out loud. You knocked all their teeth out.
You must have used all sorts of specials that you don't have during in-game play.
We're talking shit about my boss.
Your patriarch waiting for you on the outside?
Should have changed the rules of how Yakuza works just so I could be his real-life son.
They were calling him a nobody, saying all this bullshit about him going soft. I couldn't just let that stand.
Thanks for confiding in me, prisoner. I'm gonna go use this to make sure you don't get out
Well,
because
what's he
you're
gonna
a
say when
violent
he hears the
weirdo.
bad news?
He won't hear it. That's why he beat their sorry asses.
I'm not talking about that.
He knows he's soft. That's
I'm
not
talking
news.
about your sentence getting extended. I don't understand why anybody commits murder in the first place. But if there really is someone out there waiting for you, you should behave yourself.
I've taken a vested interest in you, unknown murderer.
When someone believes in you, try not to disappoint them.
Nameless Cop is right. This game's got a lot of preachy dialogue, occasionally coming from completely anonymous characters. 7 years later. Okay, so his friend on the outside is now 35. I hope we'll meet him again. And he'll have the exact same character model. With the goofy dragon pajamas and the blonde mullet.
Letter for you.
It's a W. Why are they so... Oh, I guess everyone's scared of him now?
Apparently it's from someone important.
It's from Arakawa-san.
It says, I've arranged for the prison to serve you Peking duck. Okay, this is pretty emotional. He's been in here for 15 years and finally hearing from
I
him.
wanted to avoid writing to you while you're in prison, but today my brush just called to me.
I've made a picture of a turtle and a pirate. Please tell me what you think.
If your sentence hadn't been extended, I would be planning your big welcome back party right now.
You know, your dreams were your ticket
I
out.
can't tell you how sad I am that I can't do that. The days have been so lonely without you.
He is a bit of a softie for a Yakuza boss, isn't he?
Sometimes I think I hear your laughter in the office, but I always turn around and see that nobody's there.
I'm thinking of getting on medication.
Only a parent knows how truly empty a home can feel. Parents are nothing without their children.
Oh, man. He's laying it on pretty heavy here. Oh, there we go. We're out of prison. Assuming we're about the same age as our friend, we should be like almost 40 now.
When I will turn around and see your...
This is blowing my mind. Like, okay, they didn't change the character model, which is silly. I have to go back and watch. I thought it was 2000. I thought it was changing from 1999 to 2000. Maybe it was changing to 2001. I'm off by a year. Either way, he's been in prison for 20 years. Maybe his friend is a little older than he is, and he's like 18 or something. But still, we're looking at somebody in their late 30s, which is ancient in Japanese games. This game's being realistic about the fact that people who are adults are still functionally able to have things happen to them. Like, you get the odd exception. Auron in Final Fantasy X is like probably around 40, maybe even pushing 50, and he's a fucking badass. But it's a major exception, and it's a big part of his character is that he's so much older and more experienced than the kids around him. And the game is really about, you know, Titus and Yuna, who are probably both supposed to be 16. Why am I paused in the middle of he's about to get out of prison and the story is about, like, I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens next, so I need to shut the fuck up.
laughing face.
But he's like an adult protagonist. He's going to have other people in his party who are also adults. This is crazy, guys. This is like no JRPG I've ever played.
P.S. The day you get out of prison, let's get that Peking duck we missed.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to cry when they get their Peking duck.
Boss, I'm so sorry.
Do you want to at least check and see if he's there?
That fight, I wasn't even thinking about how long you had already been waiting for me. An extra 3 years I made you wait just because I did something stupid. I'm sorry I failed you.
He's not
I
there.
held you up for so long, but
He's
I
not
did
there.
now. I'm finally back.
I'm back in the saddle again. It's not supposed to be a given he's going to be able to rejoin the family, is it? You okay? You need to go back into prison for a while? Could charge you with yelling like a maniac on the street. So, nice guy cop who seemed to care about us doesn't get a name, but he does briefly reappear for this.
Did you not know they've gotten more strict about enforcing the anti-Yakuza laws?
This is
It shouldn't
Yakuza or
surprise
Yakuza?
you that bosses aren't pulling up in fancy cars at prisons anymore.
In the letter, he said he'd come for me.
Well,
Not gonna happen. Just too dangerous these days.
that's what they call pillow talk,
Yeah.
Itchy.
Thanks for everything.
I mean, Anarchy. Lemonkind and Anarchy will be back in the Forest of Secrets and Lies. Mystery Science Theater reference. I probably need to watch.
You really thought the welcome wagon was
Oh,
coming?
here we go. Here's a character who will actually matter. It's tough to tell. They introduce characters every 4 seconds.
Of course.
Like at this point, I would think, oh, we have a total of 4 party members. So I would think it's going to be guy with the mullet, drunk lady, and guy who cleaned up our poop when we were a kid. But in fact, no. This is the first character who's been introduced who I recognize from just the advertising for the game is actually going to be a party member at some point.
You being in the slammer for 18 years, only natural you'd be a bit mixed up. Gotta say, that's some deep loyalty you've got. Waiting for a boss that never even
Well, he couldn't
you.
visit me because he kicked me out of his
hell are you?
family. Wait, that's not good either.
Kanagawa Police.
Japanese
A
air
detective?
police? What the?
Used to be.
His back
Now
jacket.
I'm just
He's
a
like an Air
washed
Force
up
guy.
DMV grunt 1 year shy of retirement.
What's a guy from the slowest apartment ever doing here?
Well, I'm only 1 year away from retirement, so I thought I'd get myself killed tragically.
Nowadays?
I'm here because I have real business with you.
I'd like to propose
You,
marriage.
the murderer, who shot a
Yeah,
man
military
last
Air
night over
Forces
20th
traffic
century.
cop. What the hell?
Heck, I even used some precious PTO to be here today.
Oh, BTO, I love that band.
Well, sorry to disappoint you, but I don't plan on being a repeat offender.
I am a little curious. This guy still actively works in the DMV because I believe a point will come later where he's just wandering around with us as part of our party. Is he constantly taking time off? Has he saved up a lot of PTO? Because he does seem to have an actual job.
That's what everyone thinks when they get out. The moment they set foot on the other side of this fence.
Well, the other side of the fence would be inside the
Your
prison.
ass. You don't know shit about me.
You don't even know what my haircut's going to look like eventually.
You were born and raised in Kamurocho after being abandoned at the famous Shangri-La soapland.
Oh, I was supposed
The
to look up
owner,
Soapland between
Jiro
videos.
Kasuga took you in. Then he and his prostitutes raised you. Well, after that, it's by the book. You dropped out of school, committed multiple offenses of shoplifting and assaults, then...
Then
finally
a slow
joined the Yakuza
camera
at
pan
age
revealed
16.
what a hunk of man meat you really
Had a
are.
largely unremarkable career as a member of the Tojo clan's Arakawa family. Well, till the night you killed an officer higher up on the food chain.
How dare you say unremarkable? I beat up some porno guy and then gave the money back to kids instead of the family.
Then, January 1st, 2001,
Okay, it's 2001,
you
not
turned
2000.
yourself in at Kamuro Police Station. Then, you were sentenced to 15 years at this prison. After getting an extra 3 years tacked on for bad behavior, we finally arrive at today, where you were just released about 3.5 minutes ago. That about
So
sums
this
up.
guy is actually our protagonist is only a couple
My
years
biggest
younger
fan
than I
for
am,
Sure.
and he's like the
You want
oldest
an
protagonist in
autograph to show
RPG
your
history.
DMV friends?
I just do my homework.
Great. Whatever. I don't care.
I didn't
why
drop
we're
out of
here.
school.
Just get out of my
I
way.
got a good job in the
There's
DMV.
somewhere I need to be.
Oh, paying a visit to the Arakawa family?
How did you know?
It ain't none of your business. Just leave me alone.
Oh, but actually, it is my business. It very much is. Nothing personal, of course.
What?
Now, you're free to go wherever you feel like, but I'm coming with.
I'm forcing myself into your party. By the way, I knew going into this that Dave Hayter does a voice in this game. Dave Hayter, by the way, possibly my second favorite voice actor after Paul Eiding. Is it Eiding or Eating? I can never remember. I kept trying to convince myself it was this voice. It is not this voice. I think he does the voice of a much less prominent character in the story. No, not this guy. Never mind. It's the third guy. It's not. This isn't even the guy. JG, shut up. Never mind. Listen for Dave Hayter, but it's not this guy. And there's another guy coming up who sounds a lot like Dave Hayter, but still isn't Dave Hayter. Dave Hayter is like lurking in the shadows, sending phantom Dave Hayters to fool us into thinking they are his voice.
What? Are you serious? What? Whatever. Do what you want, man.
But the fact that 20 years approximately have passed and our character has aged absolutely not at all is silly. That guy is being portrayed as a realistic man in maybe his early 50s. Our hero, despite apparently being almost 40, is still basically going around acting like he's 25.
Miss, I don't want to insult you, but... What did you do to my hair?
How did you do that to his hair? He didn't have enough volume for that.
I tried. It's just when you asked for a punch perm, I had to look it up. The truth is, I've never done one before.
So I thought I would destroy your hair without mentioning it to you. I've never done that.
To face the boss with a rat's nest on my head.
Zany music, so you know it's funny. Zany musics. And the guy laughing just in case he thought this was normal looking hair. His hair kind of looks like our hair. What the? It's not that. Whatever. So yeah, our character now has the zany hair from the box art, and this will be his look for the rest of the game, I believe.
What kind of look are you going for, man?
Shut up. I just ended up with a bad barber.
You didn't see it, but I beat her to death. I'm going back to
Deal
prison.
Anyway, you really gonna just keep following me?
I told you, I have business.
Well,
with you.
describe what it is, and let's deal with it so you can leave me alone.
Patiently for you to take care of yours. So, what's next?
No, Mean Gene. The question isn't who's next. The question is who's next. That's my favorite all-time Goldberg quote. The question isn't who's next. The question is who's next. In fairness, it was because Mean Gene messed up his setup line, but still.
Creeping me out, man. Give me a break.
Yeah, having some like late middle-aged dude following you around for no real reason would be a bit off-putting. Different, weird kind of an animal. If we were a girl and he was following us around, at least we'd have some idea why. It wouldn't make it less creepy.
I wondered where you were going. Chikao Suzumori's grave, huh?
Are we going to be told who that is?
Hold on. Isn't he the guy that was killed 18 years ago?
No, he's visiting the grave of the guy he didn't kill
Yeah,
but took the rap
that's
for
right.
killing.
Okay. So, who killed him?
You're looking at him.
Well, I'm looking at his grave.
If real.
You think I'm joking?
Let me ask you this then. Why'd you kill him?
Abused jerk.
I've been banished from the Arakawa family, and I was so mad, I just did it.
You killed someone just because you were pissed off. What are you, a schoolboy with daddy's gun? Nah, you ain't that immature.
How dare you say I'm not that immature? Look at my hair.
You, I wouldn't be visiting the guy's grave.
How do you even give a shit, huh?
I know that 18 years ago, Suzumori was shot and killed. But not by you. And yet, you turned yourself in to save your family.
This is
Yeah,
all
everyone
true,
knew you
but
didn't
it's
do it.
not of
The
any
Director of
interest at
Criminal
all
Affairs,
of
the
Itchy's
judge,
here to
jurors.
have the truth come
on,
out.
Kasuga. You served your time. Why are you still lying?
So that it's not completely meaningless that he served the time. I'm not saying that what he did is a great idea, but in his own head... never mind. Let the game play itself out, JG. If he serves 15 years for prison and then comes out and immediately tells the truth, it completely undoes whatever he was trying to accomplish.
Who really killed him?
Me. I did it.
Yeah. It would make no sense not to keep the
You're a
lie
real
up at
piece
this
of work.
point. Now, something might happen
Oh,
later.
a big pain in my ass.
Change his
You're
motivations.
gonna
But
drop the act.
My act.
The detective shtick. Why are you following me around? There's no way an old fart one breath away from retirement suddenly decides to babysit an ex-con. Who are you really? What the hell's your angle here, man?
what the
My
hell's...
angle.
See, they used a contraction in the subtitles. They didn't use in the spoken dialogue, you see. Oh, here we go. Now some stories going to happen. As though that hasn't been all that's been happening in these videos. Non-stop exposition. Is that Sulu? I mean, Arakawa?
Arakawa-san. That's Arakawa.
Wouldn't he be Arakawa-sama? Like, he worships him like a god. Oh, and that's... Oh, never mind. I thought for a minute that was Joe. But it's not specifically Joe, the captain.
That guy is Arakawa-san, isn't he?
Why you asking? Who the hell are you? You some kind of reporter?
We
Do I
don't
look
do
like a
media,
reporter?
so get out of here. Go on, beat it.
You don't understand. I used to be a member of the Arakawa family.
If you were from the family, then we would know who you are.
I've
Yeah,
been
you
in
probably
prison for
should know
18
who he
years.
is,
I
actually.
just got out today.
If you're gonna lie, you're gonna have to do better than that.
And stop screaming about that kind of stuff in public.
You'll be glad to see me, so let me through.
Hey! Hold your horses there, dumbass. You don't know what you're dealing with.
Yeah, they're busy visiting an important grave today. Go on, get out of here.
I didn't do 18 years for this shit. Step aside. If you don't, they're gonna have 2 more graves to visit today.
My first thing I'm going to do out of prison is start to kill members of the Arakawa family.
The battle is on. Cool.
Cool. Well, there you go, folks. So we're out of prison. Nobody came to meet us. Now when we try to actually go talk to the Arakawa family, we're being shut out. Is it a simple misunderstanding or something more serious going on? I guess we'll find out next time. Getting closer to the point where I don't know what's coming next, and I'm quite looking forward to it, in fact. Because, man, I realized I blitzed through a lot of story to get to a point where I had multiple party members and felt like there might be some purpose in grinding. I was probably wrong about there being a purpose in grinding as early as I started trying to grind for, like, skill points in the job system and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, we'll never be able to unlock Bard and Dancer if we don't get going early. Anyway, when we come back next time, we'll be fighting members of the Arakawa family. So, see you then.